What's up, everybody? It is the Grand Line Gazette where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. And today we're talking about chapter 1133 again. Uh,
Hmm.
we got some things that kind of stuck out in the chapter. One of them is that Haruden didn't really regard Road as a
Hmm.
member of the new Giant Warrior Pirates or as a subordinate to the Straw Hats. So that's
True.
interesting. If this is your first time watching the show, again, my name is Corey. This is Kev right here. Real quick, Kev, how's it going?
It's going excellent. It's beautiful here today. What about you, Corey?
Not too bad. Had a hell of a work day. So
Oh,
time
it's
to
tough.
yeah, time to talk about some One Piece. Though you know what I mean. There's
Yeah,
always some
yeah.
One Piece. At the end of the day, no matter what day it is, you got some One Piece. Um,
Very true. Very true.
so yeah, this is after they crucified Road off panel. They got him strung
Yeah.
up to a cross. They
Hmm.
beat him. He's got like lumps on his head and stuff.
Yeah.
Haruden and the Straw Hats have reunited. Haruden's reintroducing himself and his crew to Luffy as he's like, "We're your subordinates, us four." Speaking of Gerd, Goldberg, and
Stanson.
Stanson. I always think Strusen. Stanson. And that's when Rhodes says, "You mean five?" So,
Yeah.
um,
Which,
during our
maybe
review,
not anymore.
right? During our review, we kind of had the questions like, when did Road pop up? Because in our last discussion from the other day when we talked about the flashback, Road isn't in any of the flashback chapters or flashback scenes with Big Mom. We
Yeah.
see Haruden as a youngster. We see Goldberg as a youngster, as noted by his helmet, but he is skinnier. And we see Gerd as a youngster, but we don't see Road. What do you think? Oh, everybody, write down what you guys think in the comments below. Kev, I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
Well, it's interesting because we. It's only toward the end of the flashback that we hear that a prince of Elbaf has been born, and that's actually Rode. It was celebrated during at the start of the 12-day fasting into the winter solstice. But it's very interesting how he's kind of we don't really know much about him outside of being a navigator.
See, I thought the
We
prince
know
was Haruden.
no,
Oh wait, no,
Haruden was training.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
Never
was like
mind, never mind.
18.
Yeah.
So he's actually the same age as Loki. Um,
Yes,
Road is
yes.
here. So there is a weird connection, especially with the first couple chapters that we had in the series or in the season so far. They both are claiming to be the sun god. Very, very weird going. You even have somebody like Gerd who I'm sympathetic toward at least right now, who has like a a mature feelings about how Linlin killed Ja Rule, way back when, but she was just a kid. She may not have known better, but she has none of that for Road here. She says that he is worse, or if not worse, than Loki, and that's a diss here in Elbaf.
Yeah,
That's somebody who
that's
just killed
definitely
the
saying
king.
something. And you get the
Yeah,
impression that Gerd is saying that about not Loki. Gerd is
Road.
saying that about Road, that he's
Hmm.
worse than Loki because maybe he's a creep. You know what I mean? But
Sure.
even at like his creepiest, like Nami's never really said like he's worse than the villains. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm assuming like I don't think I feel like Road actually has a thing for Gerd. I think we saw that in a couple scenes too. So we are also getting that kind of dynamic as well.
Hmm.
So it's just an implant, is what he seems like. Like they had the already established group of friends, and then somebody either put him there or he stumbled there, or they're like, you watch out for him, he's your responsibility. Because a lot
Yeah.
of the things he does, like we've said before, is the opposite of how the rest of the team feels. But for some reason, it's not like we're kicking you out. It's just like, that's you.
And it's going to be interesting because if Harudine only has Road on the team to be a navigator, that really goes highly to how great of a navigator Road truly is. But I feel like there's more to it. I mean, there has to be a history here. At one point, most of them were a part of Buggy's delivery service. Rhodes specifically was ranked as a Class S soldier, so pretty high ranking amongst even the buggy delivery service. So that is kind of interesting as well. That's also probably how he mapped out most of the Grand Line was during that time frame.
Absolutely. That would be a very, very interesting time to see where you just have a crew of giants
Hmm.
like doing missions. And it's like your mission could be capturing, killing normal people, raiding towns or anything like that. But it's like you guys automatically have the benefit. They probably just don't
Yep.
want to do all the paperwork. So Buggy
Very
just
true.
does the paperwork and sends them the money. That's kind of how it is sometimes. But yeah, that is a perfect way for him to navigate the world. I think that's a
Yep.
honestly a perfect suit for some of his talents.
And
Um,
that's a big asset for a new captain of a crew like Harudin is. Like having that experienced navigator is definitely a great asset to have. So I
the
can't blame him for
inverse.
keeping him on. Of
That
us, yeah.
the inverse is that's how he's captured so many people. We've seen that he has like
Oh,
a
true.
form like a cloud mist to keep them asleep. You know what I mean? I mean these
Yeah,
are giants. You could put them in your pocket if they were like asleep the whole time, then just get them back to
that's
Elbath.
true.
Like
That's crazy.
so, it's like this goes back to the Gerd stuff. Like what has she caught him doing? Like we know that he smuggles people. Like he's unclothing and reclothing people, so he does creepy stuff, quote unquote. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But it's like, what is the thing that makes him unforgivable?
And I'll say it like this as well is they probably started the search with going to Rhodes Castle. Road is the top of the search list. Hey, somebody's missing. Okay, let's go check Rhodes' house. Like that's that and it's fine. Like
They probably
this chat
started the search like,
our
oh
our
damn it,
chatters know how much I love Sanji. But if you took all the nostalgia out of Sanji and just put in like some of the creepy bits up front, I think this is where we'd kind of end up as well. So I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. He's been portrayed as an evil person this whole time.
bro. You
He's not
didn't,
above redemption.
if you're like, I don't want to watch One Piece at all before 2015, and you started with the Dressrosa arc. Let me tell you something. Sanji is not one of your favorite characters.
No,
I'm
no,
telling you
I
that
get
much
it. I get
right now. These characters I want you to grow with.
it. Yeah. And for you older watchers, I mean, you saw Sanji with the lollipop during the four kids days. That was a tough time to like Sanji.
Yeah, you're like, I guess he kicks. But
That's cool. That's
it
cool.
might be the same with Road, but I feel like Road also has like other like mystical sort of powers.
His
Him
outfit's
speaking of
so
him,
cool.
bro,
Oh, good.
he definitely does have the coolest outfit, and he's got the
Yeah,
sword. Like, come on, man.
his staff. Yeah. Well,
Oh, is
no,
that a
I meant
staff?
like his
Oh,
son. No, his son. Well, right here it's probably a sword. Yeah, but his sun god attire is what I'm talking about. Like he came out with the sun staff and like
oh
had
yeah.
the antlers on. I thought that part was pretty dope.
Like this blade, this is a crazy blade. But yeah, even then his like sun god outfit was crazy too, and it was this little helmet that's sitting right up here on
Yep.
the boat. But which means he's probably taking people and he has a chamber on the boat. Um, but Road, what do you guys think? It's kind of a quick video. We just want to talk about it a little bit. He was not in the flashback with Big Mom, so it's like, what does he know of Big Mom? The other new giant warrior pirates had a little bit of reverence, like you said before.
Sure.
Gerd spoke of her pretty fondly, kind of like, well, I
Yeah.
mean, like she did do that thing that was unforgivable, but I
Yeah.
kind of hope she's okay. You know what I mean? The other ones are like, cool, we know her, yeah, fuck her. But it's like they still
Well,
like know of
agree.
her. But what's
But
his interaction with her?
and I think Road may not have that disdain because it happened before he was like conscious of it. So maybe he is the one that offered Loki up
I was
as
just
like
about to.
yeah, like I'm right there with you. I'm looking for the person who's on Loki's side. We're gonna meet him. We have not a traitor because I don't necessarily think Loki's bad, but we have somebody on Loki's side that's amongst us now, and I'm trying to find out who it is. So Road, Gerd is another option for me. Those are the two I'm looking at as of right now.
Yeah, it would definitely be fitting for the navigator to be the one to go be like, hey, like Loki is thinking about marrying your daughter, if we're thinking about, maybe take her back.
You
I gotta deliver a
usurping the
message.
throne.
Yeah, I'll deliver a message real quick. Keep it real quiet too. You know what
I
I mean?
work for Buggy's delivery service. I'll deliver the shit out of that message. Like,
For real, mail's here. Um, but like with Road, it's kind of just like, yeah, when is he going to be the bad guy? And if he supports Loki and Loki isn't the bad guy, is Road like what is his role in all of this?
Yeah.
You said something like Loki might not be a bad guy. It would be very fitting for the fake sun god who is told by everybody on this little area of the world that he is a bad person, end up not being a bad person. That's just our Luffy.
Is that buckle the same buckle as Loki's?
Oh, with the devil or the skull.
Interesting.
But the whole thing of a sun god being everybody being like this is a bad guy, and then realizing it's not a bad guy would be kind of fitting if this is who is also the inverse.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. It does behoove us as readers to wait, because as I've always thought is if you're a non One Piece reader and you're just a person in the One Piece verse, you think Luffy is the biggest terrorist in the Grand Line, but we know better than that. We know that he's not. He's a kind-hearted person who does the right thing. So we need to wait to see it for ourselves. And I trust Luffy. So if he really does feel like letting Loki out is the best thing, I'm not gonna stop him. Like I think that's he has a pretty good head on his shoulders, and his moral compass usually makes out pretty okay.
Absolutely. I don't really have too much more to say about Road. Interesting. I did like the fact that we did not see him in the flashback. When I was looking around and seeing some of these scenes, I was kind of surprised of how often we saw the other giants. Like I knew they showed up, but once you rewatch it, it's like, oh no, these are main characters. So it's definitely interesting to see how this season 4 edition does with a character that left in the season 1 of this like team. You know what I mean? So I'm very interested for Big Mom to show up in Elbaf. I'm very interested to see her interact with the new Giant Warrior Pirates. I'm very interested to see how Road reacts to her since she killed a king. I think that's it.
Well, tell us what you guys think down in the chat. Do you think Road's redeemable? For one, I mean, he's pretty gross. So I understand if you put no. But I think he is. I think that's why we're keeping him around for a reason. Yeah, I mean that is crazy. It's hard to come back from. I mean, you're just gassing people. That's crazy.
Like, and it's one thing to be like, hey, I gassed these guys so they're asleep. It's another thing to be like, oh shit, they're waking up. That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild. I think he's redeemable though. I think he's gonna be a straw hat one day. He's gonna see the light in the sun god. But tell us what you guys think. Is he the villain here? Is he the true villain of Elbaf? Maybe. It's possible.
You guys let us know your thoughts below, and we will be back on Friday.
Peace.
Later.